What is going on, everybody? Squid Gojo here, Defi Sean, Bully Mark, Mike. The whole crew is here. Well, almost the whole crew, guys. It's. I know we're supposed to start around 3. We started a little bit later than normal. We're having a couple of technical difficulties. What would it not be? What would not be perfect without always technical difficulties with everything in crypto? We have a huge announcement today, guys, and a lot of work has been done by these guys. And I mean, I'm talking a crazy amount of work for this announcement. This is a massive, massive bit of news. And yeah, Sean, you want to give me a little bit of heads up on what's going on?
Yeah, for sure. What's going on, everyone? So, obviously, sorry for the little issues. We are going to have a really cool clip to play for you guys. Unfortunately, we won't have audio. That was one of the issues we were having. But as everyone knows, not yet, Joe. We kind of
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Yep, we came a long way. We launched 6 months ago. We developed all kinds of utilities from Launchpad to Dex to Swapper to a lottery, stake, and merch. We even have our bridge, which we do plan on pushing very heavy with everything that we're going to be showing you today. Bridge will be a good and a big part of it. But what we've been working on in the background, which it seems like been for months on end now, is something that is basically getting towards the final stages. What we're about to show you today isn't something that we're hoping to get started on and finish in 6 months or anything like that. It's something we've been working on. We're getting very close to it, and we're super excited to finally present it to you guys so you can kind of know. We have our guy Mark here who can explain everything that we're doing after this video, which figured it was very important to get him here. He's the tech whiz behind it, so coming from him will probably make a lot more sense than coming from me. But yeah, Joe, if you want to go ahead and play the video. Like I said, sorry, apologize. We wish we had the audio because we have some really cool audio, but just couldn't get it working.
I think what we'll do is, if you want, I also upload this video on my channel as well. We're gonna upload on all our channels in case you guys do want to see the full video. Because this is an absolutely beautifully made video.
Yep, it'll
It's
be on
absolutely, especially
Twitter,
with the audio.
everything. Yep, it'll be pinned on Twitter, all that fun stuff. Yeah, wish we could have had the audio.
Yeah, we've been trying to. That was like the whole time we've been trying to putz around to get this to work perfectly, but there's always a delay with everything in crypto. But I mean, this is absolutely cool. I love this with the logo. Someone narrates that she's gonna.
I know. It would be so much cooler with the audio.
The audio would be insane, but the thing is, you guys gotta understand, this is something that, like I said, we've been talking about for a while. We talked about this in the beginning when we first launched Operation Phoenix. We talked about this when we first when we first started this project when it was going crazy. The goal was always a blockchain. It was always rolling out and releasing something that we felt like everybody would want. And not only just would want, but could build on, because that's important when it comes on the blockchain. And this is the goal, and this is achievable. This is not something that's insanely hard. This is not something that's going to take years to achieve. This is very much achievable. We have great people on here, like our buddy Mark over here. Mark is a genius, and he knows, he this guy's technology is just absolutely amazing. He's a very smart guy. If you guys ever heard our buddy Mark talk, very intelligent guy. And a lot of great tech is going to be put into this blockchain, and this is going to be can we even say ever appreciating kind of blockchain? Can we even say that? Because that's basically that's what Infineon is going to be.
Yep.
It says, we say the infinite smart blockchain, but it's realistically an ever appreciating blockchain. Which, I mean, I don't know if there's even any out there to begin with. Is there any appreciating blockchain out there? Period. I don't think there is.
There's not. So I'll give you my layman's, I guess, explanation. So when we first started this, we could have rolled out a blockchain the first month of us being in existence, and it would have been more so just to satisfy a lot of our top holders that wanted to just see as much movement. But what would have been the selling point? Oh, we have low gas fees. Okay, so does Base. So does our buddies over at BitRock. So does so many other places. So we figured it was important that we needed something to make us stand out, and that's kind of when I presented the idea to Mark, which he already had the tech, not in the blockchain form, but to go ahead and have an ever appreciating blockchain, meaning that the underlying asset of that blockchain just continues to go up in value. And, of course, Mark got to work. We realized it was possible. And that's when we got to building. It is already well underway, being built. We're going to give out more details, but I guess kind of how the blockchain is going to work. I guess Mark can go ahead and kind of explain on that. And then we'll kind of touch on some more stuff we want to touch on. And we'll take questions. But Mark, if you're ready, go ahead.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you, Sean. So this has been an idea that the OPHX team has wanted to implement for a long time. And at the beginning, not going to lie, I was kind of the one poo-pooing it until Sean approached me with this idea for making an appreciating version of the blockchain, which really interests me. Those of you that know me know I have a fondness in my heart for those types of systems. So I was happy to get looking, and we got one of the best teams onboarded to help us build this thing out. These people have worked on Arbitrum. They worked on the Polygon CDK. They worked on Optimism. These guys are absolute monsters when it comes to developing blockchain tech. I've known them. I've worked with them before, so I've been kind of handling that in a sense. And what we have here in terms of tech is really cool. And I would say, and they agree, and they've worked on dozens of blockchains, that it is fully unique. I don't believe there's a single system out there that has this in it. So without further ado, I'll go over some of the technicals of how this chain is going to be different and how it's going to work, and how specifically that appreciating feature is also going to work. So at its core, the way that all of this is possible with the appreciating feature and some other stuff that we'll go over is the ability to add a flat, small gas fee to the cost, somewhere around like a penny. And this gas fee is going to be in real time every transaction. Now I'm not saying every time someone buys or sells a token. I'm saying every transaction on the chain, whether you're transferring tokens or approving tokens or doing anything. This small fee is going to be routed to a smart contract that will be able to split it up to do a lot of things that are very good for the OPHX system, including things like buying back the Infineon token, the OPHX token, whatever you want to call it. So every time anyone does anything on this chain, whether it's buying another token on a DEX or deploying a smart contract or even transferring a token to their friend, OPHX or Infineon is going to get a piece of that value. Now, each transaction is not that much because we don't want the gas to be high, but over time and as we scale, it will certainly add up. And we've done some projections on what it could be based on other market players, and it's quite astounding to think about. Now, the appreciating piece, this is something that I have a lot of experience with. I had a whole product and project before where I kind of demonstrated this type of technology. So I was really excited to be able to build it out for OPHX. And the way that it's going to work is I want to make a quick disclaimer that when we say appreciating in terms of value, we're not talking about US dollars because this is Web3. So it's in terms of ETH. Because, in Web3, you can't really think about things in terms of dollars. So this is going to be so our main ETH asset is going to be appreciating every single transaction. Is going to go up in value because a piece of that fee is going to be routed to it, meaning that there's going to be more ETH in there than the actual ETH that was bridged over or allocated. So it's going to almost be like ETH reflections for everyone on the chain. So we are gonna, so with our chain, we didn't want to have our own token be the gas token because that incentivizes sell down pressure from validators. It makes it a little harder to enter, and it makes it hard to do things like buying back. And so instead of actually having to sell our token that someone would get to do things with value, if the gas token is ETH, like this one is, it's just going to be extra value coming in, and some of that value can go towards buying the token. So in our opinion, for this type of a chain, we could have had our own token be the gas token, but I think it makes way more sense to have ETH be the gas token, similar to what you'll see on Base and Arbitrum, and instead actually utilize a piece of that ETH to benefit the ecosystem in general. And it can benefit in way more ways than just buying the token. There's a lot of other things that we can do with that that can be really exciting. So what that means is the wrapped ETH asset, Infineon Plus, as we've been kind of naming it, but the name might change. I'm not sure if we're sold on it. We'll figure that out. That the main wrapped ETH asset that's going to be utilized across dApps across, DEXs everywhere, is going to be raising in value in Ethereum every single transaction. Now, the beautiful thing about this wrapped version is we don't need fees to enter or exit it. So some other appreciating type tokens, they rely on the fees of people minting it or burning it or transferring it around to raise in value. Ours is just based on blockchain transactions. So we do not need a fee. So that means people will be able to enter into this ETH and basically get ETH reflections from the entire blockchain based on the gas fee every single transaction. And what this also means is not quite reflections, it's appreciating. So the value in ETH goes up and it can never go down, it's only rising. And what that means is for every asset backed with this wrapped ETH, whether it's on a chain, on a DEX, so for every token that's live on our blockchain, literally every single token that's on our blockchain that's paired with ETH will rise in value at the same rate as the wrapped ETH asset Infineon Plus that's going on there. So this is going to make it pretty attractive for DeFi projects, people in the in the team's circle and everything to go on there, because instead of like now, if you pair on base with ETH, your token doesn't really rise in value unless ETH goes up. But with this system, even if no one's buying or selling your token, it's going to continuously raise in value in ETH from global blockchain transactions. So that's a really, really bullish selling point for projects. And we wanted to do something like this with the Infinity Swap back in the day, but it didn't really make that much sense to do it on a protocol level. Having it on a blockchain level makes it way easier to integrate with everything. And really take over in that sense. So let me just say that one more time. Every token on Infineon that's paired with ETH is going to raise in value based on just global transactions. No one will even need to buy or sell the token, and it will slowly rise over time alongside Infineon Plus. So people can go on there and bridge your ETH over to earn more ETH, or to pair your token into liquidity. We're going to have a bridge. So it's going to let projects pretty easily come over, even if they have an existing, if they exist on, say, Binance or Ethereum or Base, they'll be able to easily come on to Infineon. And yeah, we're really going to take the ecosystem and everything that we've been wanting to do and trying to do, and we're going to take it to the next level. Hopefully that cleared up most of it, Sean. Is there anything else you want me to touch on quick?
Yeah, real quick, I kind of wanted to add this is like another way that I kind of look at it is how we had that big dump Monday. I think Operation Phoenix itself, we went from like what 1.5, 1.6 all the way down to like 1.1, 1.2, majority because BNB dropped in value. We're taking that out of the equation with Infineon Plus. The blockchain or the LP will go up, not down. So that's kind of one of the ways that I look at it. And just to clarify, because I know people are going to ask this question, Infinity Plus is the gas token. When you want to transact on our blockchain, you're going to use Infineon Plus to buy tokens, sell tokens, transfer, anything you want to do, you need that gas token. But OPHX, the current iteration that everyone that's listening to this video is holding right now, that is going to be the token you want to hold as the investment. I guess you can say that's the native token to where Infineon Plus is the gas token. So majority of the gas fees, DEX fees, every single thing integrated into this blockchain will go back to buying and burning the Operation Phoenix token that you hold right now. So that's the token you want to hold, because I know some people are probably going to think that, oh, well, now we have to get this new token. There is no new token. The investment token, the native token is OPHX, just to kind of clear that up.
Absolutely. So people are going to be able to hold the current OPHX on Ethereum, Binance, still the chains that you have it now, and you'll be able to bridge it over to Infineon, the Infineon blockchain. I want to make one quick little clarification. And so the gas token is ETH, but the wrapped ETH is going to be the backing asset for everything. Just because if we had Infineon Plus as the gas token, gas would also raise in value alongside it. So we have that as ETH, but it still works the same way. The wrapped ETH is used everywhere that ETH is for the most part. So it'll still be like 1-to-1 when you're going from one chain in ETH over to our chain in ETH, but it'll be a really easy step to just get that into Infineon Plus, so you can earn alongside the rest of the platform as well. And the gas fees are going to be incredibly low, like multiple times lower than BSC. somewhere around what you'd expect on Base, Arbitrum, Optimism, etc. It's some really cool stuff. I'm really excited to see it in action.
Yep, and we're also going to be, just for clarification, you see it right here, Infineon. We're completely distancing ourselves from the old SafeMoon thing, like I know a lot of people wanted us to do anyway. So when we go over, we are no longer going to be Operation Phoenix. The name of our token is going to be exactly what you see right here. It's going to be Infineon. So excited to announce that. Again, getting away from Operation Phoenix. And what else do we have to talk about before we talk about one of the main things? Yes. So the next thing is, we've been basically self-funding with the revenue we've been making to get that blockchain built. So like I said, it's already well underway. It's going to be ready way sooner than later. So that's underway. But with that being said, in order to have the tokens that we need, we're going to have to do, and I'll let Mark kind of explain some of this too. We're going to do an increase in supply. We're going to pause trading. I'll get into the details of that, or pull the LP, because we have to do a pre-sale. We're going to need money for everything if we want to get up there with the big boys, because our goal is to be mentioned in the same breath as Base, BNB, all that good stuff. We need to potentially look at Binance listings, whether it be crypto.com's listings, all those different things. So with that comes funding, obviously. Now, we are going to go ahead and pull the LP for Phoenix Swap in the ETH side probably today or tonight. Pancake Swap is going to stay live until Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. So if you listen to this and you don't like it, you're more than welcome to leave. If you want to load up your bag prior to pre-sale, you can go ahead and do that. Completely up to you. We wanted to give you the option to be able to get in, get out. Now, there'll be advantages to buy now. There'll be some more advantages, I think Mark can explain with the pre-sale if you decide to participate in the pre-sale. So, Mark, if you kind of want to break down exactly maybe the benefits of buying before or during
Some
pre-sale.
people hear the term like increasing supply and they panic a little bit. That is not the case. It doesn't. It might sound weird, but I'll go over the math for everyone. To make sure that, like, people understand exactly what's going on. So as Sean said, running a chain is expensive, not necessarily just in upkeep and managing everything, but in getting sufficient marketing and getting sufficient listings and being seen. Things like getting Dex Screener integrated down to having Moon Pay or a credit card option. Like, there's a lot of costs associated. So raising some funds is definitely a good idea, and it will help. We have some partnerships with some really, really incredible marketing agencies as well that are going to help more or less make everyone aware of what we are and what we're trying to do. And these guys have really proven track records with that. So the way that the pre-sale is going to operate, in a sense, is everyone that holds Operation Phoenix now is going to get their same value of Operation Phoenix plus 10% on launch. So that means if you hold $1,000 of Operation Phoenix right now, when we launch, you're going to have $1,100 of the new token, 1,100. You're going to gain an extra $100 per thousand that you own because of the increase in supply. So basically, to have a pre-sale with an existing token, we need to be able to sell tokens at a certain valuation. So this is going to increase our market cap because, a blockchain demands more value than a token. The market cap will be higher, and the amount higher it'll be will be based on the raise and how well the raise goes. But regardless, make sure that no one panics because your value in tokens is not only going to stay the same, it's going to increase by 10%. And this is a way for us to give back to all the Genesis holders that were with us before when the blockchain was just a hope and a dream. And now everyone, and as a reward for, sticking with it as a token, before anyone knew about us, before it was huge and mainstream and we had a ton of money for marketing and it was blowing up. Everyone that's in now, everyone that's here and that stays here up until we launch is going to get an extra 10% as a thank you for sticking with us through all this. So it's going to be really important. It's going to be really exciting to see because all the new money coming in will most likely be new holders as well. And we need one of the other biggest things for raising funds is grants, giving out grants for community members that want to build on the chain, for different protocols and projects to come on board the chain. There's a lot of stuff that we can do with this. And any blockchain that is running that has zero funding isn't doing anything or isn't going anywhere. So funding is probably one of the most important things when we're taking things to the next level like this. And as a thank you for everyone that's been in the token up until this point, like I said, I've said it a few times, they're going to get a quite sizable, I mean, 10% is nothing to sneeze at, increase in value and tokens when we launch. So since we will be increasing the supply, the amount of tokens that you own will also go up. You'll get more tokens as well, like the number of tokens, and the value that you hold in your wallet will also go up by 10%. The number of tokens that go up is going to be based on how much is raised. We're thinking of, should we share what the new supply might be, Sean, what you were thinking there?
Yeah, so we're gonna do one last little homage to our thing going on with it. But yeah, go ahead and share what we're gonna have the total be. Yep.
Yeah, I gotta find that spreadsheet. I know you have it on hand, Sean. It's a number very important to the team.
But yeah, I'll give the number. So we're doing 420 million tokens. Our last little throwback to our whole Operation Phoenix / Safe Moon thing. So that's kind of our last little thing. While we're waiting on Mark dropped off.
Oh no, I'm here.
No, Mike dropped off. Okay.
So yeah,
another thing.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Mark. No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, 420 million. So you don't have to worry about so when you add new tokens, it's not like we're gonna have the same market cap, and so the price is just gonna be lower or anything like that. The price is gonna scale with the new tokens and with the raise. So you don't have to worry about it's not like we're just minting more tokens like right now on chain. It's different than that, since this will be a relaunch and a rebrand. So the amount of value and liquidity is going to go up. The amount of value in total in the ecosystem, the total amount of liquidity, like the amount of ETH in there, is going to go up, and the protocol is going to be stronger. Now, usually with a blockchain, you have more than 90 million tokens or whatever we have now, so it's going to be good to allow people still a good entry point, have enough tokens to do things like incentivize people to stake on the chain or incentivize people to come over, have certain social programs as well where people can earn some tokens for bridging over their ETH and contributing to the chain, stuff for rewards for the exchange, for the DEX, I mean, the decentralized exchange. That's going to be the main DEX of the chain, which will also be producing revenue for Infineon for the token itself. And so that, we have the ability to start from a higher number and burn our way down, because here's the thing about it. Even if no one's buying or selling Infineon, every transaction is going to be adding value to buying it and burning it. Maybe not burning all of it, but those numbers are still being decided on, but it will be buying it back, and a portion of it will be getting burned over time. And I just wanted to make sure this is known as well. Anyone that participated in burn staking is also going to have that same value transferred over to the chain. So don't worry if you burn some tokens, that is going to be remembered and tracked. So that's still going to stay exactly the same. Same thing with NFT holders and everything like that. That's all going to be bridged over as well. So I think that's all I had to say about that, Sean, if you want to keep going.
Yeah, so another thing too is before I guess get into this, let's see. So again, basically, long story short too, we're kind of, I guess, graduating to the big leagues. We're really taking it up a notch. Like I said, we want to be one of the premier blockchains. We think we have the backing. After this pre-sale, we're going to have the funding. Very important. If it's not clear, everyone holding right now is going to be well taken care of. Again, you're in essentially the native token of what's hopefully going to be a very huge blockchain. Correct me if I'm wrong on this though, Mark. The stake tokens, what about stake tokens? Do not go in there and pay that 30% fee if your tokens are staked, or like panic and think that you have to have it already or you're not going to get your airdrop. You're going to be taking a snapshot of the staked contract or staked addresses on there, right, Mark? So they don't have to worry about unstaking or anything. Okay. So yeah, please do not go pay that 30%. Yes.
Yeah, the staking contracts are it's very easy to know who's in there, and it's very easy to fetch that information. So when it comes time to airdrop everyone, that will 100% be taken into account. Same thing with if anyone holds LP tokens. I don't know of who does, except for the team, of course. If anyone is just holding LP tokens, that's almost like a stake in a sense. So all of that will be taken account of. If you own or operate or command OPHX, including the burned ones, everything will be realized. And we'll probably even release the numbers for airdrop before we go live, just to make sure that we can check everything and make sure everything's the same and that people aren't confused before the chain goes live.
Yep, and like we said, we're setting up everything. Everyone's gonna get their airdropped. We are currently working out a deal with GymPad so that we have a place for tokens to do raises on our blockchain where you can go ahead and lock those tokens. Again, we are lining up everything to be in line, to be in order, and ready to go. And again, absolutely send this. Mark, you're a huge asset to us, not only from the development standpoint, but different connections that you have. He just really opened up a lot of doors. We're going to have I'm not ready to name them yet because we haven't officially come to a deal, but we're going to have a really huge marketing company that's going to be behind this to help this spread. Again, the name everywhere. And yeah, it's just something we're super excited for. I want to make sure we're not missing anything. But yeah, I think that's all. Joe, if you want to make some comments too. I think someone said in the chat about I saw it earlier about us doing ETH instead of BNB since we are on BNB. Obviously, ETH is the better chain to do it on. It has, way more volume, way more transactions, way more hype. So that's exactly why I guess we're going over to ETH and doing that over there. But yeah, Joe, if you got anything, I think that's
You said
all I
ETH
have
for
off the top
the
of my head.
pre-sale, right? Or
Wait,
what
say
were you
that
saying?
again.
What were you
No,
saying?
someone was asking. Essentially, let me clarify. Why aren't we doing a layer 2 on BNB?
Oh
Or
yeah,
Binance?
no, you don't want to do that. For instance, the reason why layer twos are so good, I'll just touch on this quickly. On top of ETH, is because ETH by far, some people love it, some people hate it because of its high costs and everything. But ETH by far is the most decentralized EVM chain of all time. Like more so than any other chain, more so than Solana, way more than BNB, more than anything. And I know Solana's not EVM, but you know what I mean. The only thing that's more quote unquote decentralized than it is Bitcoin. And when it comes to building a layer 2, you want to make sure that your layer 1 will never go down, never have problems or anything, because you are reliant on the layer 1. So for instance, I don't know, those of you who have been in the space for a while might remember when BNB went down for like a week. That can happen with BNB because there's only 21 validators. But with ETH, there's thousands of validators across the world. And the only way to make ETH go down is to shut down every single one of them. So the only way a government or a corporation or an entity would control ETH and shut it down is if they controlled every computer on planet Earth. Because the less people there are controlling the ETH system, the more valuable it is to do it. So it's by far the most decentralized and secure option. And we would not want to inherit the security risks associated with going on top of BNB. It just doesn't make sense. And especially because the gas cost is about the same regardless. It's going to be like the cost to actually interact with things is going to be less than a penny. It's going to be way cheaper than what BSC is right now anyways, regardless of what our layer 1 is that we're building on top of.
Yep. Another thing too, I don't know if we were clear on. I kind of mentioned it in the beginning. We're gonna be starting that pre-sale here next week. I did want to just reiterate that we are going to be pulling the LP at 3 p.m. on Monday, essentially 72 hours to decide what you want to do. So just definitely want to highlight that. We'll definitely keep talking about it in the chat. But the blockchain is going to be essentially ready to go, Mark, within a few weeks. We're actually going to be holding it up while we do the pre-sale and things like that. And I'm saying that, I guess, to say this, that we aren't making any promises and launching on ETH and just saying, hey, guys, wait, blockchain's coming. That's what we've been waiting on this whole time. So
exactly.
when we're done the pre-sale, we're going live. Everything's going to be live, and we're going to be ready to rock and roll. If you got something to say on that too, Mark.
I just wanted to double back on that as well and clarify that it's not like a false promise. Like we're going to use the money from the pre-sale to build the chain. No, like the chain's already being built and it's almost done. Like the testnet and everything is going to be ready within the next 2 weeks. And mainnet will be ready, but we will be holding that off until we're in a good spot. We have a bigger community. We have enough interest and eyes on us, and it just makes the most sense to do so. So yeah, the actual blockchain itself was fully funded out of pocket from Sean and the rest of the team to make this a reality. So it's not like they're using these funds to build the tech like some other projects in the space have done. It's quite the opposite. They are going to use these funds to grow the tech and make it what it can be. So yeah, that's a really good point. And people in the pre-sale, they will get a bonus for contributing. But I just wanted to make that clear one more time that another main reason we're going to be stopping trading on the BSC side is because of the fact that we're giving a 10% bonus to everyone on BSC. So that bonus is going to be calculated once liquidity is removed. So if anyone wants to gain more of a bonus, you can, or if you wanted to by acquiring some more tokens, or if you don't like the idea of this, if you think it's a bad idea, you have full right and liberty to sell within the next 72 hours and leave the ecosystem. But one more piece of it, if you're a BNB maxi and you're afraid of not being on it, we are going to be on all major blockchains. So it's not just going to be on our own chain. There's also going to be Infineon on ETH, on BSC, on Polygon. We're going to be able to bridge this thing to every single blockchain. So and BSC, of course. So don't worry about that being the limiting factor. It's actually going to be easier to access than anywhere else, than it is currently, at least.
Yep, exactly. Just kind of one more thing on the point about the funds is that Mark kind of said it kind of fast, but he did kind of get into it a little bit more. But without having funding, we're kind of dead in the water. So we need funding to get attention to it, to get the appropriate listens, to get everything we need. That's why the pre-sale is happening. I know we can start to take questions too. I know I didn't want to answer this one. What about the lock to finish for the 6-month lock? So some people are actually going to be coming up to unlock as we speak, but everyone won't be, because some people just might have staked last month, so they technically still have 5 more months. We are going to go ahead and airdrop everyone their tokens. Now, we are going to have staking set up on the other side, so you're more than welcome to start staking. Now, before anyone asks, the APY will be getting lowered. 50% was it's not going to really be sustainable to a certain extent. Now, with that said, everyone that was in originally, that got in early, that was a big thank you for believing in us and helping us get to this point. You got so many tokens while we were waiting, while you were waiting, or why you had it staked. So just a really big thank you. I'm glad everyone, they got their high APY, and there's so many people that are still here behind us. I know a lot of people left a few months ago because they were getting impatient. We didn't have the blockchain out, all that good stuff. But it was very important. I think we made the right decision by waiting for this new tech to become a reality and to really have a blockchain that we can sell to people. And we're not just saying, hey, we have low gas fees, or, selling what everyone else is selling. We're going to be selling something unique. We're going to be selling something different. Again, everyone's on board. And yeah, I'm super excited for it. We'll go through, see if we have any more questions.
That question one more time. Anyone staked in any pool or any tokens that are locked will be accounted for with the new deployment. So on the new chain or on ETH, wherever we decide to first do the airdrop, everyone is going to get all of their tokens, whether they're staked, locked, whatever it is. Don't worry, no one's going to be left out. And as I said before, including people that burn staked.
Yep. So next question. I just kind of want to reiterate this. If your tokens are staked, you do have a 30% penalty if your time isn't up. So please do not pay that penalty if you plan on sticking around. If you want to get out to sell, that's completely your choice. But if you're sticking around, don't pay that 30% penalty. Your tokens will 100% be accounted for. We have another one. Let's see. So correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, but at what price does a new coin launch at? I think that's going to be dependent on how much we raise, but you're the math guy, Mark, if you want to address that.
Yes, absolutely. So for the raise, more is better when it comes to owning a chain. You can really never have enough, because it's not like we're going to just spend all the money immediately. You want, for a blockchain to be successful, you want at least 2 to 3 to 4 years of runway to work with, because you want to make sure that even if money's not flying through the roof at you, you'll be able to fund things through a bear market, through everything. So having as much funding as possible is important, which is why for the raise, we're not really we're shooting for the moon in a sense, because the more that's raised, the better, because it really will help not only increase liquidity across the chain, because we'll be able to supply a lot of ETH over, and also more liquidity for the Infineon token, so it won't be as volatile. Since, like I said, we're as Sean put it, joining the big leagues. You can't have a volatile token that drops 20% because of whale cells and stuff. So being able to have a larger liquidity pool will definitely help with that as well. And the exact dollar amount of the token will be dependent on how much is raised, as he said. But regardless of the price of the token, everyone's value that they hold in their wallet will be the same plus 10%. So if you look at your wallet right now and you have, like I said, if you have if you have $5,000 of tokens, you will have $5,500 of tokens at launch on the new chain. So the price it's good to know like and have a target, but you can't necessarily know the price if we know the total supply, because otherwise one of those has to be a variable when it comes to a limitless raise. And we want the total supply of 420 million. So the price will be a variable, but it will rise as raise comes in. We'll be able to give you way more specific numbers before we launch once the pre-sale is finishing up. But as of right now, it is dependent. But regardless, the one thing we can ensure with 100% certainty is that your value of tokens will not only be the same, but it'll be 10% higher.
Yep. And also, too, I kind of want to put it into perspective, kind of what we're looking at. Mark made a really cool chart comparing us to Binance and different percentages and different numbers that we might be able to hit. We'll kind of pretty it up. I might make a video, different things like that about it. But just for, I guess, right now, I think it was 10%. If we do 10% of the transactions that BNB does, you're going to be looking at millions of dollars just from gas fees. That's going to be buying it in Infineon. No sell pressure attached, strictly buying, like, what is it, Mark? Like 2 million at 10%. That would be buying Infineon with no sell pressure, buying it and burning it. So again, we don't even have to hit those crazy numbers or be bigger than base to really, really benefit this token. So I will go ahead and make that chart. We'll make it pretty, do a video about it, talk about it, all that good stuff.
I found the numbers. If you want me to go over it really quickly.
Yeah, so, for sure.
So remember, guys, this would all be external revenue. So when you think about 10% of Binance, if we were to hit that amount of transactions, it's about 390,000 per day, which isn't that insane if you consider all these different DeFi assets, and if we have money for grants to incentivize builders to come over and build on top of the chain, that would be about $4.8 million a year coming into buying and burning Operation Phoenix. Infineon, excuse me. And that's all external revenue. So that's separate from people actually buying it themselves or coming onto the chain. So that would just be not guaranteed. Sorry. That would just be income coming in that has nothing to do with buys or sells. So if no one even bought Infineon, but we were to maintain those levels of transactions, it would be almost $5 million a year coming into the liquidity pool, buying up and burning those tokens, which is kind of ridiculous to think about, especially with how LPs work. If you have a 5% of tokens in LP, $5 million buy would raise the market cap by $100 million. That's just how it works with LPs. So it'd actually be more than that, because you would be taking tokens away, so it'd be less than 5% liquidity. I'd find the exact numbers, but it has to do with how much is in liquidity. But regardless, it would really add a reason to hold the asset as well, and people would probably be buying it just in order to benefit from that revenue coming in every single day. And I want to make one other point clear as well. So don't worry about if you guys want to benefit from that 10%, like I said before, since you guys are Genesis holders, and this is kind of going out to just you guys, and there's only a 72-hour window, we won't really be shilling this that heavily, that extra 10%. Feel free to continue to benefit the project and get in and increase the bag if that's what you want to do, or sell, whichever it is. And that 10% will be accounted for once liquidity is removed, so in 72 hours. So there is a chance to increase your bag before then if that's something you wanted to do. But like I said, it's entirely up to you as individuals whether or not you want to stick it out with the OPHX team and take this ride or not.
Yep, exactly. And Mark, you did kind of say on this, now your percent of supply will change, but it will be compensated by the dollar value. But Mark did kind of hit on that. If you want to reiterate maybe one small little time.
Absolutely. So yes. So the unfortunate thing, so the reason why we're giving an extra 10% as well is not only because you guys are Genesis holders and you believed in the team that's over here before there was a blockchain actually confirmed, but also because with adding new coins, a percentage in value, a drop in value will happen, but it's not going to be substantial. So like even if $1 million is raised, the amount of the percentage of supply you will have won't actually be reduced that much. So, like for instance, even though there's going to be 420 million tokens instead of 100 million, it's not like we're just minting those extra tokens. Like your amount of tokens will also increase with that. So, for instance, if we raise about $1 million, I believe the math was saying that if you have 0.1% of supply now, you'd have 0.08% or 0.075% of supply after. So it would be about a 25% dilution in terms of your amount, but your amount of tokens would also go up. So it's not like you're going to be sitting with the same number of tokens compared to 420 million. That amount will also rise based on the raise.
Yep. Next question that I knew was going to come. So when is basically asking when we're going to get our own wallet. First, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. Mike, I'll bring you up too, just in case. But the first area that we're going to concentrate on is making sure we're integrated into Trust Wallet and all the important wallets. That's definitely a higher priority than building our own wallet because, again, everyone uses Trust Wallet, MetaMask. We need to make sure that we're integrated into all of that. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mark or Mike, but yeah, that's going to be the
MetaMask
first
will
area
be
of focus.
true DeFi wallets like MetaMask will automatically be in. We don't have to spend anything to be there. You'll be able to
Yes,
really
Trust
easily
Wallet.
add. We'll be able to add the Infineon chain using our chain ID, which is also very nice and funny, relating to the number that we're using as our supply. Hint, hint. And for the chain ID, that is. And yeah, you'll be immediately able to add the chain in there. But I fully agree with Sean here that instead of making a new standard and trying to like split people up further, and it just as a dApp developer as well, having integration for so many wallets is so annoying. It's so much of a pain, way more of a pain than way more negative than beneficial in a sense, where you're almost further dividing DeFi. So I think for a good first step, most important would be to get listed on these major wallets that don't quite fully decentralized, that let you add any custom chain. Now Trust Wallet is fully decentralized, but they token gate and they guard their chains with a paywall just because they're greedy. But a lot of people use Trust Wallet, so that's going to be probably a way better source of funds being spent than spending those funds on building our own solution.
Exactly. And this next question is definitely not a silly question. It's actually a very important question, but Mark went ahead and built us our own little platform. Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but you're going to be able to contribute in BNB, ETH, Arbitrum, Matic, and also with credit cards. If that's the ones, Mark, is there anything else, or am I adding something that's not on there? But we're going to have our own platform for you to go ahead and contribute on our site.
So it'll just be a website link with our domain. So you'll, I'm sure the team will share that when it's ready to go live. Yeah, you'll be able to contribute on all major chains. So Base, Arbitrum, Ethereum, Binance, Polygon, and you will also be able to contribute with a credit card if you would like to. And so, yeah, it'll be really easy. You'll have a ton of opportunities and abilities to get this done.
Yep. Next question. So is burn staking still a thing on the blockchain going forward? And what about NFTs? So we did just do our drop for NFT holders and burn stakers. So far, year to date, we've done a lot. I had it written down. I did type it up in chat, but doing really well with that. But this is going to be even a better thing for the NFTs and all that stuff, because with the DEX, because we keep talking about gas fees, we're not even taking into account the DEX fees and different things we have going. So a certain portion of the DEX fees are going to be going to them and to the NFT holders, so that we have that income coming in regularly, especially, if we take off and we have good transactions going every single day, it'll just be constant stuff coming in for you to go ahead and be able to claim. So yeah, everything basically, again, is staying current and just kind of transferring over. So yeah, that's kind of the way to look at it. But no, it's
so yeah, a lot of these are going to be really good incentives to join the chain and stake your tokens on the Infineon blockchain, because now instead of like us just sending out supply that's been built up for staking rewards, staking rewards will actually be funded as well by the ETH coming at every single transaction that's being taken. So if you have these tokens, you might want to bridge them over to the new blockchain, so that way you will be able to benefit from that value coming in. Same thing with burn staking and NFTs as well. Everyone that's burn stake, like I said, their same amount will be scaled up with the new supply, and they will still have pretty much the same exact everything. Everything's going to be the same, except on the chain, there's going to be a consistent source of revenue coming in based on transactions alone, which is really exciting. And that normally, you know, when people pay gas fees on BSC to transact, all that money is just going to validators for BSC, those 21 dudes that are making millions of dollars a month just validating the BSC network. Now we're going to have an opportunity to share that value back with the rest of you instead of just doing what Binance does and being really greedy with it, where it's actually going to be reflected to everyone, including the Infineon ecosystem, including the wrapped ETH asset as well. So it's going to be it's crazy what you can do if you're not greedy. It's crazy the amount of things you're able to build. And like I said, putting that percentage back into that wrapped ETH asset to not only raise the value of Infineon, but raise the value of every token on the blockchain. I think it's going to be a huge selling point and a really bullish thing for people wanting to launch.
Yep, for sure. And let's see what else we got. See what some questions we have. So will the tax be lower than current? So the initial plan, don't quote us on this, is we're going to do 2% on the ETH side, and then on our blockchain, again, don't quote me on it. We're planning, I believe, Mark, we had talked about it, probably going 0%. On our blockchain to kind of incentivize people because we want people transacting on our blockchain. But no matter what happens, the taxes are going to lower from the 5% that they currently are. That I can tell you.
And that will be great too, because it will reduce sell pressure. Because right now, a lot of those taxes go into furthering development and marketing. But since we're going to be able to utilize the gas fees themselves for that purpose, it doesn't have to come out of the token's liquidity pool. And instead, it's going to be the opposite. It's going to be money going into the token's liquidity pool. So yeah, they will be lowered, which will result in less sell pressure and a better experience for everyone.
Yep. And going back to before you said, Mark, about what it looks like, I guess you can say when there's non-greed. That's kind of what we've always based the token about. We've already given of revenue tens of thousands of dollars to buying back and burning, to getting the blockchain developed. And majority of those funds have come from me, Joe, and Mike with our marketing company with Crypto on Cause Investing. And the way we're setting this up is, again, to kind of show you what a token and what a blockchain could look like without that greed behind it, without, you know, the chain taking all the funds. Every single thing we do, it's looking like Infineon, which someone's asking. Operation Phoenix is becoming Infineon. Infineon, at minimum, will get 50% of buyback and burns for every single thing, from gas fees to DEX fees. If we have a launch pad, every single thing will be kicking back to this token. And again, with a successful blockchain, even just 10% of what Binance currently does, you're talking
Even
about
1%.
7 figures. Yeah, even 1%. You're talking about low 7 figures, even at 1% of buying and burning, going straight into this LP for the token that we're all holding right now. So it's just very exciting times ahead. And
Yeah,
again, we've always kind of set it up like that.
Just for those of you that like to think big and shoot for the moon in a sense, if we were able to have a consistent amount of transactions per day as something like Base or Binance, which would be about 3.8, 3.9 million transactions per day, that would be $50 million a year going into this liquidity pool, which would be absolutely absurd. If you guys know anything about LPs and the math about buying and how it's exponential, it's ridiculous. Obviously not financial advice. I can't give any hard numbers, but the math's out there, and yeah, it would do pretty insane things. Just to give you guys like the kind of upper echelon area of where we're trying to hit.
Yep. So let's see what else we got. So I'm still kind of going down the chat. I'm not sure if that's being sarcastic. If you don't want to be involved, if you hate what we're saying right now, yes, sell. If you do want to be involved, then definitely do not sell. You will be airdropped everything. So again, I'll probably find out when I go down the chat if that's a sarcastic comment or not. But yeah, just kind of wanted to say that.
Okay, guys, I jump in for a second. Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Mike. Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, perfect. I was a bit in a rush, you know. I changed the groups, Telegram groups, and so on, and some conversations. And yeah, I appreciate our bullish community. Appreciate every one of you. And yeah, as you just said, if you don't feel comfortable with the way we go, of course, you can always sell your token. So we are waiting. This is the case. We're waiting now. Um, and well, if you go with us, this was our main plan. The blockchain was a huge part of our idea, and we needed some time. But finally, we are here, and yeah, I'm very proud. Um, it's amazing to work with you guys. Also with Matt, he's only in the YouTube chat at the moment. Thanks to all of you. Thanks to the community. Yeah, we gonna have a very bullish future. Yeah, definitely.
For sure. Let's see, continuing on down. Let's see. And again, I just want to kind of drive this home. Everything will transfer over. So you don't have to worry about that. You will continue to get everything you get now. You just go onto the DApp, go ahead and click claim. Let's see, Jay Boogie, you must have just
Oh,
joined
that
because
question, really quick. Sorry, I just want to clarify. That
yeah,
question
yeah,
is
go
about
ahead.
burn. This is burn staked. So I just wanted to. So yeah, it says staked at the end, but burn staked earlier. So I just wanted to clarify again. Any tokens that were burn staked, we could likely even give the option to people of whether they want to retrieve those or keep them burn staked. But the burn staking will be live on Infineon, on the Infineon chain. And it'll be the same value of burn stake that it is now, in terms of like the percentage of supply and everything like that. And the benefits for burn stakers on Infineon is going to increase dramatically because not only the gas fees, but all of the products that are going to be launching. And when you have your own chain, you need a lot of projects, like a full DEX, like a pancake swap style DEX, as well as a launch pad, as well as things like even lending and borrowing and all of that. There will be kickbacks for burn stakers. So yes, don't worry about any of those. Those will all be accounted for as well for both the whale pool and the piranha pool.
Yep, exactly. And I mean, we haven't talked about it as a team, but I actually agree with Mark that yeah, if you want to if you want to unburn stake, that's always an option. We can give you that option since we're making this move. It was always meant to be permanent, but yeah, if you decide you didn't want to, but if you did it in the first place, this is just getting bigger and better. So what you've made so far is just pennies on the dollar compared to what you're going to make. And then the next question, Jay Boogie must have just yeah, potentially. Obviously, I can't guarantee everything. That's obviously assuming that the blockchain is successful. But Jay Boogie, he must have just joined because, yeah. Good news for you. How long do you think these things will take? 2 years, 3 years? Like we said earlier, you probably missed it, but we're only about 2 or 3 weeks out from it being complete. We will finish up the pre-sale and then we will go live with the blockchain. And
yeah, this is
more
not
like
one of those
yeah.
empty promises that you guys have seen before. It's not like we're raising money to then pay people to build this. No, it's already been paid for and it's already almost finished being built. The test net will be available and the main net, but we're going to hold off on main net for a little bit, but we will release the test net. It'll be ready in about 2 to 3 weeks, not years. So take that time estimation you were thinking and divide it by 52 because yeah, it's orders of magnitude sooner. We've this process has been started for a couple of over a month now, and we're almost at the tail end of it. And we wanted to make sure that everything worked. We've seen the I've seen a lot of the code for it. I've seen how the gas will work with this new update. With the fees, going towards the wrapped ETH and everything, and it all works. We wanted to make sure that before we said anything, that it would work exactly as we said it would. And we've seen a lot of this progress. Now it's things like in what will come in like 2-3 weeks as well is things like the block explorer, the bridge to Ethereum. All of these pieces will be ready when we decide to go live with the mainnet version.
Yep, exactly. Like I said, we're right there. So, I mean, it's been months now from inception of the idea to making sure it could work to getting it built. But the waiting period has been what you've been experiencing these last, 6 months. That was the waiting period. So that's the awesome news. And in case you can't tell, a lot of people like to poke fun at me in the chat, but it was killing me not being able to talk about this. Like, you have no idea how badly I wanted to scream to everybody what we were doing. But obviously we had to make sure this was a reality before we can have what we're doing right now. So yeah, we're super excited. Like Mark said, your estimation is what you do here with most projects. Oh yeah, give us $1 million and we'll have this ready in a year. No. That's the furthest thing from the truth of the situation. Like Mark said, it's already being built. It's already been paid for. We are just weeks away. And it'll actually be us slowing it down, waiting on the raise. So yeah, excited for that. And one more, I was looking at some final questions. One more thing, just to push this home, you have to do nothing, but just sit back. You got 72 hours. If you want to buy, you want to sell, you can go ahead and do so. But if you're holding tight, then just sit back and you do nothing. Obviously, as we get closer, we're going to tell everyone we're going to have a new contract address. You just simply will add that to your wallet, and we are going to be good to go.
Yep, everything will be airdropped, no claiming, no manual migrations of any kind. So everything will be super easy.
Yep, and then let's see what layers. So this is a Ethereum layer 2, which Joe actually has up on the screen right here. And yes, all of your tokens will be migrated. If you're just coming in, definitely go back and listen to this on one of our YouTube channels because it's very important on how things are going to be structured. We're going to have basically the native token, which is Operation Phoenix, becoming Infineon, and then we're also going to have that gas token. So yeah, just kind of go back, listen to the video. We're going to have tons of content coming out. Obviously, I'm a YouTube content creator. So is Joe. We're going to create tons of content. We have so many other close friends and allies like Atlas and Crypto Zeus and so many different people that you're going to hear talking about this. And again, just reiterating, we plan on being everywhere. I want to be all over YouTube. We have, again, another big marketing company coming in, which is going to, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, I think kind of spread us into that Web 2 arena. So again, we're just doing everything to spread the word about Infineon. All right, yeah, I think as of right now, I'm to the bottom of the questions. Joe, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to add or if you're frozen. Your screen might be frozen. Yeah, I think Joe's frozen. That's Joe's out of town, so that's part of our, again, technical issues we were having. So again, I do apologize for the 30-minute delay. We were trying to make sure everything was up and running. Oh, no, I thought that was Joe back. Let's see, another question catching up right here. Let's see. Again, go back and listen to the video, but the token supply is increasing as we do need more tokens to do what we're going to do. So while the token count is increasing, your bag will also be increasing from a dollar value to 10% higher than it is now when we go ahead and launch. But yeah, watch the video. Mark does a really good job of explaining that. Oh, there's Joe. Joe, I didn't know if you can hear me. I didn't know if you had anything you wanted to add. We're getting to the bottom of the questions.
Yeah, I just want to say, as we enter near the green, hopefully the ideal green market with the election coming up, a lot of crypto tokens, a lot of projects are looking to do their own thing, and a lot of it is all about expansion or getting their name out there. Here at Operation Phoenix, we're looking to not only just obviously expand, but we're looking to expand in a way in which helps other tokens expand as well. By other tokens joining Infineon, they have a chance to expand and therefore also expanding us as well. So it's almost in a weird way a partnership with other tokens, a partnership with other cryptos. And obviously this is something that with the ever expanding blockchain that we have here, it's going to allow everybody to get value. People can get involved via Infineon, or people can get involved via tokens launched via Infineon. At the end of the day, you're at the start, and I mean, when I mean the start, I mean realistically the bare bones start of something that could be used by everybody. Not only that, though, you're at the start of something that's going to be looking to launch. And not launch in a couple of years, like Mark and Sean, and we've all seen it with other tokens. But look at something that's looking to launch sooner than later. Looking at something that's been worked on already and being finished up on. Test that's going to be available soon. There's a lot of things going on here. So we're really excited about what's happening as far as Infineon. And as far as what we got here, as we get ready for the green market, and as we get ready to expand within DeFi, so you guys that are here early are in an insane position because not many crypto projects are looking to launch a blockchain. Not many crypto projects, any crypto project has something that is as expansive as what we are. Ever appreciating blockchain. I mean, I don't think that's ever been done ever. And yet here we are looking to do it on Ethereum. Layer 2, it's going to be something like really, really cool. Like I said, it's going to be something that's easy for everybody because that's what we want. We want it to be easy for everybody. If you have MetaMask, you can easily add this via MetaMask. Soon we'll have it available via Trust Wallet. So there'll be easy ways for you to do it. And if you hold your Operation Phoenix, you walk in the door day one with 10% extra for being an Operation Phoenix holder. I mean, there's a ton of things here. I could say a ton of things about this, but this is something that I think that everyone's going to be able to benefit from, and just the beginning. And the beginning of Infineon, the blockchain, which is going to be coming out soon, and not like soon next year, next summer, like all cryptos promise, but soon. It's sooner than later, and this is something that we're all really excited about. Hopefully, you guys are excited about as well.
Yep, another thing too I wanted to touch on. I actually meant to say this. So our guy, longtime friend Tom Oliver, asked Win Merchandise. I didn't even get to tell the guys about this yet, but I had a meeting with a really good clothing company that we're going to probably end up going with for our merch. They're going to, take our designs, going to create us some unique stuff. They also are going to have the apparel when we go live with it, which will probably be in about 2 weeks. They're going to be printed on Under Armour. They have Champion. They have Adidas and all kinds of really good high-end quality stuff. Like I said, it's such new news. I didn't even have time to tell Mike or anyone about it. It was a phone call I took a little while ago. So, yeah, I'm actually super excited about the merch, and we're going to have that going. So, Win merch, probably about 2 weeks. Then, let's see. We're getting to the end of it. Let's see. I don't know if Mike is still here. If Mike, you have any closing statements or anything you want to say before we go ahead and sign off?
All is perfect. I'm bullish.
Very, very. And I will finally update my poster to Infineon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This will be updated, promised. And then Joe kind of said his last little piece. What about you, Mark? Any closing remarks?
I'm just excited to help out and be a part of this, and let's build something really cool that's never been done before. That's always the most fun things to build for me, at least, are unique, first of their kind type of tech. It's really fun, and it's been a pleasure so far, and I'm looking forward to building this out. And not only that, but building all the cool stuff on the chain as well. That's something that a lot of people forget, is not only are we going to have a blockchain that will let the gas itself fund the ecosystem and benefit the ecosystem, but also everything that you need on a blockchain, like a DEX, a lending and borrowing type platform like Aave, a launch pad, everything, token lockers, all that fun stuff is all going to be ways that the platform, the protocol, the token, everything will be able to benefit and profit from.
Yep. Awesome. And then I guess just one last statement from me. The LP is going to be getting shut down about 70 hours from now. If you want to get involved, if you don't want to get involved, go ahead and make up your mind. You have 72 hours to do it. I see one final question asking about the time frame. We're only a couple weeks away from it being done. As far as the raise go, we have a initial number in mind. We're going to kind of see how it goes and kind of play it by ear on exactly how we're going to handle it. So blockchain will be ready once the raise is done. We will go live with our new blockchain. And I think that's all I had. Oh, also, yeah. So one last question. I know I said that like 4 times already, but as the price of the NFT increases, we actually are going up on the price of the NFTs Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern as well. So this is your final window to get NFTs, to get into the token, to get out of the token, whatever it is you want to do. This is your window because we just wanted to make sure everyone has that opportunity to do exactly what they want to do. And yeah, that's all for me. I know, Mark, you said your piece. So did Mike. Joe, if you got any last words and want to close it out, let's take it home.
Yeah, guys. Listen, I appreciate everybody for being here today, guys. Like I said, this is going to be something that is unique beyond anything. And it's technology that doesn't take forever to build like a lot of other cryptos promise. It's technology that's unique and that's being built right now. That's going to be hopefully available sooner than later to a lot of you people out there. I know everyone's impatient in crypto. A day in the real world is like a month in crypto. But we are launching this a lot sooner than a lot of projects said they will launch any of their other stuff. So we're really excited about this coming out, guys. And we're also very excited about the opportunities for everybody. For those Operation Phoenix holders, NFTs, If you haven't done burn staking, guys, check it out. I mean, there is so much potential and so much opportunity there for everybody. And it's like I said before, it's just the beginning. So really appreciate you guys for hanging out with us today. Next Phoenix Friday is going to be this coming up Friday at 3 o'clock. So I'll have that available for you guys. I'm just going to go Joe, DeFi Sean, my boy Mark, all right, DeFi Mark over here. And of course, we got
Mike, so
Mike.
it's me, it's Mike.
There's so many M's. I was about to say
Okay,
Matt.
I say it for you. This is Mike the Cryptonaut, and see you on the moon.
I was about to say Matt because like there's so many M's and there's M's, and then there's me and Sean.
You messed up.
There's
I'm sorry.
way too many M's talking to Matt,
So many
Mark,
M's.
and Mike all the time. It's way too much.
Oh, I haven't got much
I'm
sleep.
very disappointed. I'm very disappointed.
No, I haven't got much sleep because I've had a cold, so I haven't had much sleep. So I'm all over the place. But I
Okay,
appreciate
no worries
you
about
being
that.
here today. You guys have a great day.